Hey, welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know if you're new to the channel, I like to go deep within my reading, so I'd like to look at everything. So we would focus more on the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and we see how they play out as karmic themes. Because a lot of times you're connecting to people that have a lot of spiritual blocks. And because they have spiritual blocks, they continually get in their own way, they sabotage the connection. But here you are, an innocent bystander that meets someone that looks normal, you know, that acts normal when you first meet them. But when you actually get into a relationship or start to get to know this person more and more and more, their intentions don't line up with, what they say. What they do is a lot of times a lot different than what they say, and it's really confusing. Not to mention the person triggers us, and we say, why? If we get everything, the universe gives us everything that we need to support us. Why is the universe bringing us this person that is obviously imbalanced? If they're saying one thing and doing another, if you're feeling one thing off them and their intention is showing you something else, it's a little bit of a mind fuck. You can't help but to ask yourself, is it me? you know so these readings help us to see our situation from a different perspective, and that allows us to be able to transmute the energy, because you're able to integrate the spiritual lesson. Otherwise, there's a sense of, well, I just gave energy to someone for however long it could be, a month, it could be 5 months, it could be a year, it could be 10 years. And then to realize that the person is so damaged, and then you're just kind of like stuck thinking, again, why did I not see it? And we tend to put the blame on ourselves, or we tend to get mad in ourselves, or the relationship has the power to like affect other relationships even when it's over, because again, now we don't trust ourselves. So these readings are all about being able to heal the effects of trauma. Psychological trauma, emotional trauma is actually, I believe, more damaging than physical trauma, because at least with physical trauma, someone sees a black eye, someone sees the broken arm, they'll feel bad for you. Someone that is with a narcissist doesn't see what you see, because the narcissist will show everybody one side of them, but they won't show you that side. They'll show you a completely different side, and they'll gaslight. So like I said, it can be a real mind fuck. So it's like all about not really whether your person's going to come back, though we ask that because our ego always wants to know that, regardless of how damaged the person is. Like, our ego wants to be satisfied. Nevertheless, after a while, what you'll see is that you won't want to be with this person, but you will want to cut your energy completely off from them and not know how to do that. So these readings, like, again, will help you do that, because when you're dealing with someone toxic, you don't want to be with this person for long periods of time, because again, they have the power to affect your life, your mind, your health. So let's take a peek at the first word, the word video, as I like to call it. And this is, again, the underlining energy that's telling me why everyone's doing what they're doing. Let's see. No, knowing wisdom. So, Scorpio, you already know what you're dealing with. Again, when this is, see, that wisdom, that's higher intelligence. That's intuitive. That knowing is called claircognizance. I don't know how I know, I just know. And I feel like you are in connection with someone that you have a very strong spiritual connection to. ESP connection. It's through the heart and mind. So it's a past life karmic mate, because any connection that's through the heart and mind, that there's that strong of an ESP connection, transcends all time and space. So there's a lot of passion or chemistry, emotions, feelings, even if you haven't been with this person yet in this lifetime. You've been with them in past lifetime. And there's a knowing, like you know who this person is. But because you also know who this person is, you're not giving them anything. You've totally gone like Stonewall on them, not giving them anything. And the reason why is because they played games for a long time. And this person knows that your boundaries are up strong, also knows that you're pissed, that you don't want to have anything to do with them. And part of them for a long time knew this and thought that it was like cute or silly or like that you weren't going to hold to it. And now they're starting to get nervous because what they see is your life isn't what they perceived that it was. They thought that they could toy with you. And so now again, your situation, I feel like, is different than when they first met you. Your situation is much different than theirs. I don't feel like they're in a good place. But when they met you, they perceived that they were all that within the community, within like where it could be work, it could be the community, it could be a friend circle. And now what they're seeing is you actually have a lot more clout than they do, that you actually are seen as someone that's really respectful and really someone that has a high vibration. And again, it's not that this person didn't know that you had a high vibration. They just didn't think that you knew that you had a high vibration. So this is the underlying energy. You ain't doing shit. And this person knows why you're not doing shit. But then there's also this connection where this person knows that you're not coming back ever, that they have to actually do the work. So I don't know what happened. We're about to find out, but it's like your energy is like, and this person knows it. Like you're done. And it's because again that they not sharing. They just didn't want to really be in a relationship. They wanted you to do everything their way. They wanted to like they wanted to act more superior. They wanted to act again like they were this big person within like the community, or seen as prestigious, or seen as someone that is like a good catch, someone that has a good job, is good looking. And this is how they perceive themselves when you first met them. And like I said, they didn't see you as that. So you might have just moved into a community, you might have just like started hanging out with this group circle, you might have just started working at this job, whatever it was that you weren't in your strongest element, right? It was that it was new to you. And when, things are new, we tend to feel them out. And this person could feel that you weren't as confident, feel like the time apart. And I feel like time apart was mainly because this person wanted everything their way. They wanted you to be like a yes person and just kind of be there for them. They wanted to come and go when they felt like it, and they wanted to be able to treat you the way that they wanted to treat you, but wanted you to give them more, wanted you to act like you were in a relationship with them, but not the other way around. Like this person likes to be able to tell everyone that you like them, but they don't want to say that they like you. They want to sit there and brag like, hey, this person likes me. But again, to put themselves on that pedestal. And they did this by acting like they don't care. Like I said, like they're not really. And now I feel like the tables have turned. Like you act like you don't care. You don't care what they're going through. You don't care. Again, because they acted superior. That's what I said. Let's look at different cards. Maybe they'll tell us something that I didn't channel. Let's see what the trigger is. Like you had enough. You had enough of the disrespect, because it's again in this person wanting to seem superior, it was a constant disrespect by saying like you don't really matter. Your feelings don't matter. It's not important what goes on in your life. It doesn't matter how I make you feel. It doesn't matter what I show you because I am above it. So I can actually show you that I'm a pig, that I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want, when I want, how I want. And you're just gonna be like there, like almost like heartbroken. And what it is that they see that you're like, nah, like again, and then also feel like that this person, whenever you would try to talk to them, because like again, in the beginning of the relationship, you didn't really see all this. In the beginning of the relationship, like I just feel like this person obviously was nice to you. I just feel like as it begun to get more and more into a relationship where this person felt more and more comfortable with you because there's a very strong spiritual connection. There's almost like you're my soulmate. And so like I can feel that you're my soulmate. So I don't really have to do anything for you. It's like I won't do anything for you. It's like you're gonna stay right there and I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do. I'm gonna talk to other people. I'm going to show you that I can spend money by going away on vacation, hobbies, but I'm never gonna take you out. I'm never gonna go out of my way for you. It doesn't matter if there's a death in your family. It doesn't matter if it's your birthday. It doesn't matter what's going on. I'm gonna give you so little. I'm gonna breadcrumb you so little. And then when you try and tell me something about it, say that it's really not enough, or you try to get close to me, I'm going to see it as you're lashing out at me, like you're treating me like a child, like you're trying to control me. Again, like you're so into me. You want to be with me so bad that you just want to uh control me, where that's not what it is. It's that this person again wants to seem superior, wants to seem like your feelings don't really matter. And it's a way, again, to keep you very submissive. You're going to do what I want you to do. And you just got tired of it. You're like, you're treating me like a child. You're lashing out at me, saying I'm lashing out at you because I'm trying to have a conversation with you, because I'm telling you like how you're making me feel. I'm telling you what I expect from the relationship, and you're again avoidance style, projecting, gaslighting. And again, like making me feel undervalued. Like that's really what the big thing that this person tried to do. That's what we see all through this reading, is that they wanted you to, again, feel undervalued so that you would give them more, which is like a very bizarre thing to me, because if you like someone, you wouldn't give them less. However, I believe that this person, someone that normally, again, likes to see that they're superior, that they're very desired and sought after. So they talk to a lot of different people. They just don't talk to people on a very high vibration. And why I say that is it's not like they talk to people and have real deep connections. They talk to a lot of people, and those people could be Instagram people, Facebook people, people that it's very on the surface, very on the surface. And so no one really knows them. They only know the shell that they show, but they don't really know them. You know them. This goes back to what I was saying in the beginning, why I channeled what I channeled, that it's all about, when you're with somebody that's a narcissist, somebody that they care a lot about what other people think, and they'll show the world that view, but what they show you is something completely different. And here it is, you felt like a really strong soul connection to this person. This is a past life connection. They felt it, you felt it. The mistake you made was being too nice, too friendly, and giving too much time to this person right away before you knew them. And that might have just mean that again, I feel like you were new. Some of you just moved to the neighborhood. Some of you, again, just started that job. Again, you were a new person to them. So you didn't know them. And so they didn't know you. They just saw you for who you are. And I feel like you're someone that's very empathetic. You're someone that's very sensitive. You're a giver, you're a nurturer, and you treat people the way you want to be treated. This person saw you as naive. This person saw you as a little stupid, a little like, you know, not really on a high vibe, doesn't really understand your job, doesn't really understand your background, doesn't really understand you. So they took their misunderstandings and they kind of put you in a category. And what they see is they put you in the wrong category because I feel like you're someone that stood your ground. It's like you want to treat me like I'm undervalued, so peace out, I'm leaving. Again, it's like but really for this person, it's like everything that you would say again to them was they took it like too intense. But the reason is because I feel like they have a intense feelings for you that they don't know how to deal with, and they didn't know where to put you. This is a person that looks at someone and says, I'm going to put you in this category. I'm going to put you in this category. They compartmentalize. And the thing is, with love it has no boundaries. There is no, it just is unconditional love. You can't help who you love. You can't help, like, that person could not even be your type and be like, I don't know. A lot of times we like people that aren't nice to us and we don't know why. We just have this unconditional love for them. I feel like this person had that for you, but it was too intense. And everything that you would say to them, again, they would see as too intense because you're like, okay, like I can feel these feelings. I know that you have these feelings. You tell me that you have these feelings, that you can't walk away, that you feel so bad, and this and that, and you've been in and out of my life for so long. So why don't you again show me? Why don't you again give me the time? Why don't you give me the respect? And they're like, this is too intense for me. This is too intense. This is so much drama. You're so dramatic when really you're not being dramatic. It's they're being dramatic and they're projecting. So I could see why you walked away from this person. Um, I always like to look and see if we can go deep and if we can also look at the hidden truths before we look and see why you attracted this person. Because what we see here is a shit show, a person that wants to act like they don't care, that does care. Because a person that cares doesn't keep you in their life and ignore you. That's a baby game. That someone that wants to have you in their life doesn't feel the need to control you, make you feel again sub, like want you to be submissive to them. And a person that doesn't have feelings wouldn't think that everything was so intense, the conversation was so intense. Those are their feelings, and it's that they feel bad. There's a part of them that knows what they do. They just want to treat you the way that they treat everybody else, and you weren't having it, and they saw that as a little bit of a problem. And then I feel like it got into like almost like a little game where like, oh, it bothers you, does it? So I'm going to do it a little bit more. And then I'm just going to pretend. But then when you say something, I'm going to act like it's so intense. Like you're causing so much drama. You love drama. So now I'm going to like ghost you because, you create drama. But we're not going to look at anything that I do, that I like to play games. I've been learning about twin flames. It feels right to me. So again, this person, I feel like I hate this because it's like this person, I feel like it is not someone that's spiritual. I feel like they get their knowledge from Facebook, they get this knowledge from other people that they give their time to on Facebook or Instagram that are spiritual, that kind of give them a little bit of knowledge so that they can figure out this connection. And because they're talking to people about the connection, they have a distorted sense of the connection, where I feel like they think, oh, this means that we're going to be together no matter what, and that you love me no matter what, and that I can do whatever I want. I could just come back to you when I just feel like I want to come back to you. It's again distorted and making you feel undervalued, and they're not seeing that at all. Again, but they don't see that they're giving time to all these other people, even though it's surface, it's not building anything, but they're ignoring you because there's a part of them that's still strategizing, that wants to have everything on their terms. There's a lesson to be learned from this. It's again, like, that's what we have to say. It's like, obviously there's a spiritual reason. And isn't that the way that I started this reading? I did. I was like, when you connect to a narcissist or someone that is like an asshole, and which a lot of times is a narcissist or has asshole tendencies, like someone that goes to you, someone that undervalues you, someone that gaslights you, someone that cheats on you, someone like that. Um, there was obviously a lesson to be learned, especially if we're like, okay, like, this is such a strong connection. First of all, this isn't a twin flame connection. They feel it's a twin flame connection because they can't forget about you, because there is a need for them to control you in order to have things their way. They didn't need to do this. They did this to get the upper hand. If I undervalue you and treat you badly, if someone that feels bad about yourself, you're going to give me more, because that's normally what happens. Like, I show the environment this side of me, but meanwhile, I'm doing this, meaning like, I may be someone out in the community. I may be someone that's seen in the public eye. I might be someone that owns a business. I might be someone that is very prestigious. But then I search for people that I believe that are insecure, that don't know their value, that I perceive that they don't know their value, because I look at their jobs, I look at the home that they live in, and I scan them, and then I make my decision based on those superficial things. And and normally I'm right. This person wasn't right with you, because again, they made their their perception because you were a nice person. It's like, and because, like I said, I feel like you were new. So they weren't really meeting you like from a place where you're like, hey, I've been here for like 10 years. I'm really confident. I know. No, this isn't where they met you. They misjudged you. But they're someone that kind of lives a double life, is what I'm getting at. They'll show everyone this part of them, but behind the scenes they're this person. And they were thinking that they were going to keep you behind the scenes because, hey, we have a twin flame connection. I can treat you however I want. I can come back in 5 years, you'll still be here. Like, and really what happened is like they see that this isn't a game. They see that you're dead serious, and they're looking at you like through almost like different eyes. And that's why they know that there's a lesson to be learned for them. And the lesson is that, you had a past life connection, someone that you actually thought was your twin flame, and you didn't honor it. And that you didn't honor it. For you, we're gonna look and see what the lesson was for you. Let's see if we can pull more. I'm trying to leave my comfort zone with this issue. So it's again, that says everything. It's like they're not comfortable being vulnerable. They're not comfortable in such an intense connection. They're not comfortable not being a player. And and also not comfortable in seeing themselves through a more balanced perception. This person looked at themselves through with their ego, thinking that they were all that and elevating who they are. Now it's almost like they perceive you in better light and they perceive them in worse light. And so they're just not comfortable because there's a part of this person that doesn't know who they are. If they have to compartmentalize, like have a double life and show people this version of themselves, but really be this version to get satisfied, there's a lot of broken pieces in here. I just think that they cover it well because people tend to judge them by, you know, again, outside things. So the car that they drive, the house that they live in, but like just who they are in the community, outside things. I daydream about you. Sometimes it's sexual. Other times I visualize our future together. And it's again because they can't stop like thinking about you. But I have to say that I almost feel like now that you left this person, they desire you. They're thinking about you. Where before, when you met this person and gave them the time, they didn't value you. They didn't give you the time. So there's this person like always knew that there was a connection. It's just they don't like being vulnerable. It's like they almost wanted to have the connection the way that they wanted the connection the way that they wanted it, but it's like, again, they didn't honor it because they treated you badly in order to kind of keep you where they wanted to keep you. They just didn't realize that how strong you were, meaning like mentally, emotionally, like you're showing this person someone completely different, which is making them look at their own behavior and they're mortified because they acted like an asshole. So we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? Because they fantasize and they think about it, but not really seeing that they're doing anything about it. You make me nervous. I don't see them doing anything. I see them daydreaming a lot. I see them thinking about it a lot, but no movement. And mainly because, again, there's a part of them that knows exactly why you're not talking to them. And because they see you in such different light, they don't even know how to approach you now. There's a part of them that's like, I don't even know how to say this. And it's also, this person's not used to apologizing. Remember, they like to be seen as more superior. They don't want to seem vulnerable. They don't want to seem weak. And they're trying to figure it out. So we can see that this person is not on the right vibration. They're not on the same vibration at all. They're someone that has feelings, but they're just not mature enough to handle them, not on the right vibration. So we have to say, again, the universe always brings us people and situations to help us heal, to help us evolve into the highest state of consciousness, which is unconditional love. So you have shadows because you wouldn't be able to attract a person like this. So in order to not attract the same type of energy, which is someone that is really arrogant, that wants to seem superior, that wants to feel superior to the point that they'll make you be submissive to their shitty behavior. We have to see why you attracted that. Innocence. Again, this person did see you as very naive, very naive. And I think that you felt the connection too. And you believed them. You believed that they just were talking to you in the beginning. You believe because again, the connection, you were like, oh, you're gonna treat me the way that I treat you. And it's like I can feel the connection. I have strong feelings for you. So, and I'm seeing that you're calling me. You didn't realize they were like calling other people, that they were in and out. That happened in the beginning. I feel like they love bombed you. And then what happened is gradually they let go. And then before you knew it, you were getting breadcrumbed. And that happened because you were innocent. trauma. Again, these are inner child cards. So again, I feel like your innocence, even when you were a child, um, someone that people saw as gullible, someone that people saw as the healer, like you were the healer of the family, the giver, the lover, the sensitive, the emotional one. And I feel like you didn't get what you needed growing up. If anything, it that those traits were used against you. Those traits were used to keep you limited, making you feel as if, you were giving everything and not getting anything back. Because as a highly sensitive child or as someone that is a giver, well, it's it's because you feel a lot, because you are an emotional person, but that doesn't mean that you don't need it back. And I feel like you grew up in a family of takers. So emotional trauma of people not showing up for you feeling like, well, I'm always there and I always consider other people's feelings, including the people in my family, but they tend to not think of my feelings. And it's because I when I first, entered into this family, I was born a highly sensitive and I just gave and wanted to make people feel good. And but I gave to the point um, of teaching people that they didn't need to do it for me. That's the energy here again. And that's an innocence, like a child. A child gives without really expecting anything back. However, when they get something back, they're really happy and overjoyed, and um, they need to feel protected. They need to feel emotionally protected. And that didn't happen if you're in a family full of takers that only are looking out for their best interest. They'll trick you into, doing things that no one else wants to do. You'll be the black sheep of the family, however, the one that is the giver, the healer, the doer, the one that takes on all the generational trauma from the family because the family doesn't want to look at the dysfunction. I feel like you were that person. You were that person. And understand trauma can keep a person like stuck a little bit in their head where they aren't as interactive with people. They tend to be more shy if you're someone that has gone through that type of trauma. So it's almost like you then really stay innocent because you're not worldly. As we get older, we meet people and we tend to see people for their right intention, and the first time it's disheartening and it hurts, and the second time and the third time and the fourth time, but then after a while we then go into relationships looking for it. And I feel like this person that you met, that again you have this connection to, goes into relationships looking for people that have the trauma the same way that you know as after a while, like when you're with a person that hurts you, that's like a narcissist like this, um, you would go into your next relationship looking for, you know, the narcissistic behavior, even if it wasn't there. Misunderstood. Again, I feel like that's the childhood trauma, which is no one understood why you would do what you did. Whether it was if you overgave, why are you overgiving? Do you want something in return for it? Why are you sensitive? Why are you emotional? Why do you care so much? So again, feeling very misunderstood because of your sensitive nature, but then, and your giving nature, but then also having those very beautiful traits, by the way, used against you by the people closest to you, your family. So you were conditioned in an environment to not believe that you can have love. And this is what this person felt. This is why, again, this ESP connection, remember, they can feel. you the way that you feel them. So you were not looking for that about them. You were just looking at their beautiful qualities because of your innocence. They were looking for the hurt and the damaged parts of you and trying to capitalize on them, per se, capitalize or, use those qualities to their benefit, hoping that you would give more of yourself without them having to give anything, and so that they could stay feeling superior. I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. Oh, no, I'm not. I want to pull out one more because we always say, well, I can't leave on this note because it's negative. So Spirit is always like, well, we should always end on a positive note. And that's, well, what else should we take away from this? What other wisdom can we take away from this? Being that, this wasn't, this is like if you've invested with someone, again, it's like almost like, okay, it didn't work out and I walked away, but it still is hurtful. It's still like there's empty space here now where I thought I was going to be with this person because, again, we had this almost twin flame like connection. So what am I supposed to do with this energy that's left? That's not transmuted, that leftover residue energy. Ooh, two came out, so we're going to take them. Attention, I am attentive to all that manifests within me. When negativity rises within me, I transform it into light, love, and hope. My love for others is unconditional. I forgive. My desire to improve is consistent. I am firm, brave, and hardworking. So again, it's to transmute this negative energy, because obviously the negative energy, this person did come into your life to bring this negative energy up to the surface in order for you to transmute it, which I said in the beginning of the reading, that's crazy. And then me, I allow serenity to realign in me the love I have for myself, invites harmony to settle within my being. I listen to, honor, and strive to fulfill the needs of my soul. So it's all about you right now. Because Spirit says, you attracted this because that's actually familiar to you. It's like, and you were in this connection a little bit too long. Yes, you got out of it, but you let this person go on this long. And that's why they held out for so long and they didn't get it for so long, because you were so nice that the first version of you that this person met was innocent, was naive. So it's like Spirit says, you gave them too much attention. Now give it all that same attention to the negativity that is, again, that rose within you from this situation, and transform it by putting the energy into yourself to, again, to listen and honor and strive to fulfill the needs of your own soul so that you can become a magnet of unconditional love, because you then love yourself. You put the energy into you because you need to reparent yourself, because you were brought up in an environment that didn't love you in the way that your spirit needed. I feel like, again, all families love, they just love from their level of consciousness. I just feel like this family was wounded. Again, if they're utilizing one person and they're putting one person as the black sheep, it's because they're projecting all their shit onto that one person. That one person took on all the ancestral karma. So that's you, Scorpio. So that means that you have to, again, heal that. You have to reparent it yourself. And then the universe will bring you everything that matches that energy, that is going to fulfill you, not just a lover or, again, in a relationship, but everything, a job, like passions, hobbies, interests, other friends that fulfill you emotionally. And then you don't have to worry, because someone that comes into your life that breadcrumbs you, that treats you like this, your attention wouldn't be with them. They wouldn't stay with you long. They would give you maybe a few days tops, and they would say, oh, I'm not getting anything, on to my next victim. Now I'm going to leave it there, Scorpio. I hope you got something out of this. If you did, let me know. Love all your likes, shares, and subscribes and your comments. I look forward to reading them every day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.